Episode 7 begins with Cooper Howard, the Ghoul. He visits to a family. There's a boy who has connections with Moldaver. By putting the family on gunpoint, Howard discovers that Moldaver is at the observatory. Then Howard moves on. Then we see the backstory, where Howard comes to Lee Moldaver's meeting at Charlie's request. At that time, Moldaver was known as Miss Williams. Howard finds that she is giving the same speech as his friend said earlier, that Vault-Tec is making a lot of money. They want war and all stuff. So he decides to leave the room. But Lee stops him and tells, "I didn't know that America's favorite gunslinger is so sensitive." Howard says, "It's all about my principal, Miss Williams." She says, "So how much did Vault-Tec pay for your principles?" Howard says, "Well, this is America. Everybody has a sponsor, and I am not ashamed to earn a living." Lee says, "Vault-Tec earns a lot of money by selling the end of the world," on which Howard says everyone has his own political ideology. Then Lee Moldaver says, "You see, it happens that I know your wife, and perhaps a side of her you don't." She tells, "My research company was acquired by her division. We were working on a project which was a cold fusion, infinite energy. That's what I was on the verge of achieving when Vault-Tec swept in and bought up every company I'd ever worked for." Lee says America has been locked in a resource war for over a decade. Vault-Tec bought the means to end that war. The same war you fought in so they could put in on the self. All because it didn't fit into their business model. So I want your help in getting it back. Howard still thinks everything she said was a lie. So Lee gives him a listening device and says, "Keep it. It'll help you to find the truth." In next scene, we see Lucy is in custody in Vault 4 for going into level 12. Birdie and Overseer Benjamin say, "We let you into our home, tended to your wounds, gave you food and water, but you went level 12 even though I told you not to." Lucy says, "I saw what you were doing. You were experimenting on those poor women. It's sick." Then Birdie tells to Benjamin that she needs to see the holotape. When Lucy sees the tape, she didn't understand. Then Birdie tells her that it was the original vault dwellers who did experimenting. They experimented on people that trapped from wasteland, and eventually those people rebelled. And the current leadership of Vault 4, they're not doing any experimentation whatsoever. They've changed the culture of Vault 4. Lucy says it's horrible. That's not the way it goes in my vault. Benjamin asks what was the experiment in Vault 33. Lucy is completely oblivious to any experimentation that went down on Vault 33, so she just says there wasn't one. Both Birdie and Benjamin looked at each other like, "You really believe she doesn't know?" Birdie says, "Your ignorance cannot excuse your cruelty. You've infected our home with violence, and now you must pay the price." So they escort her to, quote, "pay the price." Here Maximus is enjoying his stay. As they're escorting her, Maximus notices that Lucy has been taken into custody. Even though he's living life in the vault, he has to help her out. In next scene, we see Thaddeus. He leaves Maximus alone and arrives at a gas station with all essentials and Wilzig's head. Wilzig's dog is following him due to the head. Thaddeus' feet is totally banged up because of the fight with Maximus. Thaddeus had to find a radio tower to inform Brotherhood, so he hid his bare essentials and kept the fusion core and Wilzig's head with him. He wants to get rid of the dog, so he put the dog in an old, broken freezer and moves on to find a communication point. On the other side, they bring Lucy to a ceremony to punish Lucy. They chain her up, and it looks like they're gonna kill her, but they let Lucy to go. To save Lucy, Maximus went to Power Room and takes out the fusion core. He powers his armor, and he went to save Lucy. He also smacked around a bunch of the vaulties. Finally, Lucy says, "Maximus, they're letting me go." And they do let them go. When they came outside, Lucy noticed that Maximus stole their fusion core. Lucy says that it's not right. Maximus says, "But I needed it for the armor." Then Lucy says, "Well, without their fusion core, their auxiliary power will only last a few days, and giving it back is the right thing to do." At Lucy's insistence, he is forced to agree. They went to return fusion core. Lucy says, "Titus, I can honestly say that you are the best stranger that I've ever met. You're a good person, Titus, and if you wanted to, when all of this over, you can come with and live with us in Vault 33. with me. By listening to Lucy, Maximus feels bad about himself. And he says, there's something I should tell you. My name isn't Thaddeus, it's Maximus. Thaddeus is the name of the knight who owned this suit before me. He was threatening me, so instead of helping him, I watched him die, and took his armor and lied to you. So, all that stuff you were saying about me being a good person is wrong. Lucy says, in past 2 weeks, I've killed men. I've cut a man's head. I killed a ghoul. Sometimes wasteland sucks. We are forced to do whatever it takes to live. And she asks Maximus, when it'll over, do you want to come live with me in my vault? Maximus says, yeah, of course. They are very happy. Lucy say, let's go find that head. And Maximus leaves his suit and they move on. Then we see Thaddeus. He is limping because of his injured leg. He has Wilzig's head. He is heading towards a radio tower. He is stopped by a good old-fashioned wasteland snake oil salesman, claiming to be a doctor who can help Thaddeus out. Since Thaddeus is in extreme pain, he takes him up on the offer. The man says, before we start, there's the small matter of my fee. With no money, Thaddeus decides to give him the Max Suit Fusion Core as his fee. The man gave him a potion and says it tastes very bad. Thaddeus took the potion, and the potion works. It fixes Thaddeus' mangled foot back to new. Thaddeus asks him, do you know where I can find a radio tower? The man says it's near a town that used to be called Shady Sands. In next scene, we see somebody poisoned a lot of raiders. Betty says we'll find out who is behind this. But this is the time to repopulate Vault 32. Betty initiated the task for Vault members to repopulate Vault 32, and she splits up the vault. Some people are going to Vault 33, and some are going in Vault 32. Norman will be staying in Vault 33. Ched and Steph are sent to Vault 32. Then Norman visits to Ched. Ched says, we are going to Vault 32. Norman asks, you have seen everything with your own eyes, and instead of finding out, you are happily going there. Ched says, I think this is a good moment to have a fresh start. Norman tells him that he is coward. Ched says we all are. That's why we live in a vault. On the other hand, we see Howard. He arrives to the gas station, where he finds Wilzig's dog is trapped into the freezer. He frees him and says, let's go find you owner's head. Then we see his backstory. He is thinking about to connect the listing device, which he got from Lee Moldaver, to her wife's Pip-Boy. After much thought, he finally decided to connect a listening device to spy on her wife. Then we see Thaddeus has reached to Shady Sands with Wilzig's head and found the radio tower. He also reported his location to his base, so he is waiting for the Brotherhood's aircraft to pick him up. Then he sees Maximus is coming with a girl. Thaddeus aims his gun towards them. Lucy say we just want the head. As Thaddeus back-offs, he trips a booby traps which puts an arrow through his neck. But it doesn't kill him. He can't quite figure it out why, and says why I'm not dead. Then he pulls the arrow out. His neck immediately heals. Seeing this, Maximus tells him that he is turned up into a ghoul. Thaddeus knows in fact he is a ghoul now. He never should have trusted that snake oil salesman. Before he can really digest the fact that he is now a ghoul, everybody hears the Brotherhood helicopters coming. Thaddeus says if Brotherhood finds out that he turned into a ghoul, then they will kill him. Maximus asks him to give him the head. He'll slow them down, and you will have time to run. Thaddeus says thank you, and gave Maximus Wilzig's head, and he runs to escape from Brotherhood. Then Maximus takes one of the other heads that's lying around. He smashes it and says if they want a head, I'm going to give them a head. Maximus gives the actual head to Lucy and tells him, take it and find your dad. Go home. That's what I want for you. Lucy says no, you're supposed to come with me. Maximus says, trust me, I'll find you. While leaving, Lucy says that she will wait for him. In last scene, we see Betty holding a ceremony for people leaving for Vault 32. She appoints Steph as interim overseer of Vault 32 because she's also from Vault 31. Betty orders to open the Vault 32's door. They say goodbye to their loved ones, and those selected for Vault 32 head towards Vault 32 door. Then Norman decides to sneak off and he hops on Betty's computer. He introduces himself as Betty and messages the Vault 31 overseer that mission is not going as planned. Then Vault 31 Overseer says to come Vault 31 immediately. Norman heads over to Vault 31 secretly. Vault 31 door opens up, and Norman heads in. So this was the end of episode 7. Hope you liked it, and if you did, then hit the thumbs up. Please consider subscribing the channel. It will help me a lot. Episode 6 has been detailedly explained. If you haven't watched it, kindly visit the channel. Stay tuned for the explanation of last episode. Thanks for watching.